Okay. Well, we're going to spend the next 5 hours talking about the Steelers' new offensive line coach because apparently that is the biggest news of the day.
It's the off season.
All of a sudden we're offensive line coach experts.
I saw somebody tweet earlier, I forget who it was, but he said, all these people that are complaining about this guy, wanted to hire somebody from outside the organization. They're all complaining about this guy. Couldn't name 5 offensive line coaches in the entire NFL, but somehow they're an expert enough to know that this one's no good. And
right.
I thought that was interesting.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't. Yeah. We're not an offensive line coach experts. And it's the funny thing about coaching at any level is you're only as smart as the players you're coaching.
Right.
Yep.
That's it. Only as good as what you're surrounded
by. Which means the Steelers are screwed.
Yeah. Let's just say the coach of the Rams got a lot dumber when OBJ got hurt.
Right. Yeah.
He instantly lost lots of IQ points, apparently. Yeah, let's start with the Super Bowl.
Mixed up. I mean, he's been credited with some real successes, and then credited with some struggles. But I mean, I feel like that's every coach. You know what I mean?
I think that's I mean, I think you could say that about any coach. They'll either help or hurt or do not or not have any effect on any coach. To me, the only obvious coaching failure is actually the previous Steelers offensive line coach, when the dude says, I want to leave in the middle of a season when you're fighting for the playoffs, and you say, you know what, go. It's like, to me, that was a major failure, and like that guy did not work at all. So anything above that is a help. So but let's talk about the Super Bowl a little bit. Wow, the Bengals almost pulled that off, and that would have made me.
I couldn't believe it.
I was like, I know that the big thing was. So your dog's a Bengals fan.
My dog has been like horrible for 2 days. Stop.
I got I didn't care who won really. Like, I'm actually. I was like, I'm not happy for the Bengals, but it's like, it's really cool that when a team has been so horrible for so long, and then all of a sudden, gets success. I thought that was really cool. But then this sense of dread hit me during the game. It's like, oh my God, if the Bengals win, that would be really bad. Yeah, that's major bragging rights to say, hey, we're Super Bowl champs. That's just, there's no good way around that. But now that they lost, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
Yeah. I wasn't looking forward to the potential of the Bengals, of us having to hear, as Steelers fans, I wasn't looking forward to having to hear about the Bengals every day, for the next however many days leading up to the season. I wasn't looking forward to that. But one thing I had considered is that a lot of times when a team wins the Super Bowl, they lose a lot of players, or they price themselves out of their very good players. So I was like, well, this could be like maybe Joe Burrow. I mean, obviously I'm over exaggerating, but maybe Joe Burrow would be the only one left on the team next year, if they'd won the Super Bowl, but I was super happy for the Rams because I lived in Detroit for 15 years. I had to watch the Lions. I mean, I didn't have to, but I watched the Lions just by living there. And poor Matt Stafford, and when he left, it was like, okay, now we're going to see if it was really Matt Stafford or if it was actually the team he was on. And it turns out it was the team he was on. So I was super happy, that the Rams won.
I was too. I said all along, I was shocked at how many Steeler fans were cheering for the Bengals to win. I couldn't believe it. They were like, keep it in the division and all this stuff.
Right.
And I can't bring myself to cheer for the enemy. I just can't. And I always root for whatever team is kind of the underdog in the Super Bowl. Do you know what I mean? If it's not the Steelers, I'm kind of the underdog fan. And lately the underdog's always been whoever's not playing Tom Brady. So that helps. But I just couldn't bring myself to cheer for him at all. And I don't know, I kind of got behind the whole wave of excitement with LA. Do you know what I mean? Like, I felt like they worked really hard to build this team just to win the Super Bowl. And not that everybody doesn't, but I felt like they went about it a little bit of a different way, with their trades and all the things they did to build this like Super Bowl ready team. And I was excited for him. And I like Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
former
I
Pitt
hope he
player,
doesn't.
and
I
you
hope he
wanted him to
doesn't
do well.
retire.
They said he was. They said it during the Super Bowl that he said he would retire if they won. But
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. You've reached
Yeah,
the
the
quote unquote
pinnacle.
top of the
Pinnacle.
mountain. You've reached what
Right.
you wanted to do. You've achieved your goal. You got your Super Bowl. You got your championship. But I mean, that's a lot of money you're throwing away. Also.
Yeah, and he's only
It
30. I mean, he could still
he's
play for 2
not
or
that
3 more
old.
years, Yeah.
To your point, Allison, that's why I think this is actually a very good thing that the Bengals lost, because everybody on that has any player that has been on a Super Bowl team, their value goes up.
Right.
They become a lot more desirable just because they were on a Super Bowl team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah. And this is what I see a lot of. It's like, are the Bengals going to make it back? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. This is a very much a fluke that the Bengals made it to the Super Bowl.
I agree.
They should not have beat the Chiefs. That was very much a fluke. And when you look at the Chiefs and the Bills, you got to get past those two teams, and then God knows what else happens from year to year. Heck, maybe Aaron Rodgers will come to the AFC. Maybe who knows what's going to happen this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You have injuries, you know what I mean? You have teams that are supposed to be really great, are considered to be really great going into, to the new season. And then something happens, somebody gets injured early on, or something changes, and it's happened to the Steelers. And then that changes the whole dynamic of what happens, not only with that team, but then with that division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I sort of feel like as long as they have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, obviously they need an offensive line, and they see that, you know what I mean? Like, how many times did he get sacked in the Super Bowl? Like,
7.
And 70 times. He got sacked 70 times all season. So it's like just the fact that Joe Burrow, I think, survived. He didn't miss any games, this year. So it's pretty impressive. I feel like maybe the ACL injury maybe made him stronger, because he's like, I'm not gonna let an injury do me in or whatever. So I think it,
those things make you mentally tougher too. You know what I mean? You physically train and rehab, but they also make you mentally tougher.
It didn't help Devin Bush.
No, the opposite.
It also makes you mentally scared that your leg doesn't hold up. If they don't do something to protect Joe Burrow, and I'm sure they will. I mean, they recognize that that's the thing, but if they don't do anything, that dude's going to get beaten to oblivion. He's going to end up like Andrew Luck and retire in a few years.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. I was going to say
you can only do that for so long.
Right.
Yeah. I don't have much faith in the Bengals owner or their front office to do what needs to be done to remain a Super Bowl contender, because the Bengals owner he's just a flat out joke. The dude is just basically a penny pinching buffoon. And
he reminds me of Dan Snyder from DC.
Well, Dan Snyder's just straight up evil.
He is horrible. It's a different level, but the same idea about being cheap.
It's yeah. So I don't know. I mean, there's just so many. This off season is going to be bonkers.
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to the getting the popcorn ready. It's
gonna
be crazy all over the place.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's talk that Carson Wentz might be available, and so all we're talking about and all we're going to be talking about for the next 6 months is, what are the Steelers going to do at quarterback?
Yeah. Especially if they don't draft one, which I really hope they don't. And if they do, hopefully it's not until like the 3rd or 4th round and it's just a flyer. But it's like, if they don't draft one, then we have to wait, because they're probably not going to, I mean, it's going to be a long time.
I wish we just knew, because like the listening to like people pontificate for months is too painful.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if it's just going to be Mason, just say it. Let us just complain and get it over with. If you're looking to do free agency, let us know that. You know what I mean? I don't know. I also want to hear about it for the next several months.
No, yeah. Nope. Yeah. I'm already it's only February. I'm already tired. I'm tired about writing about it, and that's all that people want to read about. That's all they want to read about.
All we want to talk about is,
which shocks me, because there's no like concrete anything. Do you know what I mean? So there's nothing concrete to say. So everything you read is just somebody's speculation about what could happen, and somebody's wish, or something they don't wish, and to me it's exhausting.
Yeah. Well, the ultimate in speculation and guessing is mock drafts. Yeah. And I've seen 2 mock drafts that have the Steelers. Now the Steelers are drafting 20th in the first round. They have them trading all the way up till the 9th or 10th.
I heard that.
To get either Malik Willis from Liberty or Howell from, I think, North Carolina or something like that.
I saw that today.
And I mean, so for them to trade up, and we've seen them trade up. They had to trade up to get Devin Bush, and Devin Bush was the 10th pick a few years ago. So and they traded a 2nd and a 3rd.
Yeah,
I'm not that crazy about that, but
no,
hey, whatever. But I mean, I don't know enough about these guys. I'm no offensive line coach expert, and I'm no draft expert either. I'm no college quarterbacks expert, but if that's what they like, and if they go with the let's draft a quarterback route, then things are going to get really interesting, because basically what you're saying is we're going to go cheap, and there's nothing wrong with going cheap. If you think if you want to draft your franchise quarterback and you think that's the guy, that's the way to go cheap, and then you save all that money. But we'll see.
I mean, you could draft the next Trevor Lawrence, and frankly none of these kids are that. Do you know what I mean? But what good does it do? You put him in that same terrible position like Lawrence is in, where you have no O-line to protect him. Do you know what I mean? No solid veteran quarterback for him to learn behind while he preps himself. So you're going to be throwing him right out there to the wolves, and with no O-line. You know what I mean? If we don't shore up the O-line, it doesn't matter who you put quarterback.
Yeah, I'm just hearing that, and again, we aren't the scouts. We have to trust what the Steelers are doing is based on all those months of watching and scouting and picking apart everything left and right. But it's you just have to you have to wonder, from what I'm hearing is that none of these guys would go in the first round. If this were last year's draft, if it was the draft a year, the past 3 drafts, they wouldn't be going in the first round. So it's like, just because we need one doesn't mean we should take it.
And that's what worries me. I mean, draft value is subjective. Do you know what I mean? It only matters as much as the team is willing to give up to get that player. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of subjective. And so, with these kids not being great, but then a team willing to sell the farm to be able to get some of these kids at quarterback just because they're desperate for a quarterback doesn't mean that they're really a first round quarterback.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's so tough.
I don't think that's necessarily the answer. I mean, is there some other, free agency situation where we could put a Band-Aid on it for a couple of years until there's a better round of quarterbacks coming out, a better draft class?
Right. Yeah, you would hope so. I mean, next year I do hear is better. Again, I'm not a big follower of college, but I knew there's some Alabama guy and some Ohio State guy who's going to be there, and
Sean, there's a couple coming next year.
Yeah. So I mean, my thought is that, and I've probably said this before, we should just put in Mason Rudolph, and hope for the best. But we're probably going to get maybe 5 or 6 wins, and I think that would be enough anyway to put us in a position where we could make we wouldn't have to trade the farm, for a top quarterback. But
I hate the idea of tanking to draft somebody, but I think that sometimes it's just what happens.
Right. I
feel like Mason's in there, that's what's happening.
Right. Exactly.
That's what we're saying.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's how about this for a scenario? Okay. So they trade up to get Malik Willis or Howell or whoever, they trade up to get, these guys. You have a quarterback. So basically you're saying, okay, because Malik Willis, I believe, is someone that is not pro ready, is not, ready day one to come in. Now, if they got a Kenny Pickett, he might be ready day one. But basically what you have is, and assuming they don't get anybody else, they don't pick up any free agent quarterback or something like that. You basically have Mason, Haskins, and then whoever they draft.
Right.
And then, so you have a scenario where Mason probably starts for a few games, and then you throw in the new guy. You throw in so we're only subjected to the pain, the pain of Mason for just a little bit, just a little short-term pain.
I wouldn't even mind the Mason is the quarterback plan if I felt like, and I know that they don't tell fans this stuff. I know they don't have to tell fans this stuff. Do you know what I mean? But if you could feel like as a fan that there was some buy-in to whatever that system is, do you know what I mean? Like there's a big picture here and, you're going to take this hit for just a little short period of time to get to this end result. But, when everybody just says like, oh, well, some people feel like Mason's the, quarterback of the future, it just sounds like crazy talk.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean,
they actually want him, which I just can't understand.
Yeah.
It's hard to defend him. It's hard to defend Mason Rudolph. It's hard to defend for whatever reason. And we just have to trust the organization, trust the process.
Right.
Okay, fine. They know better than us. They've seen these guys, every day in practice. So, they know. And, kind of the scary thing is that they're the ones that drafted Mason. So how can we trust them to draft the next guy if they think they thought Mason was good? So
drafted and kept him around. You know what I mean? We didn't seek to do anything different all this time with Ben. We've known Mason isn't effective, I feel like, for a while, and we still didn't. And we brought in Haskins this year, but I still didn't even feel like he got as much of a chance this season as Mason did. And so, I don't know. It still just feels like he's the plan, and they haven't tried to do anything different.
Yeah, and that's the same feeling I'm getting, is that for whatever reason, that's just the vibe that I'm getting, is that that's what they're gonna do. And because, and it might even be part of it, is the fact that they invested in him so highly. They traded some picks and moved up to get him, and now they look stupid, but they want to try and prove some kind of point, you know what I mean? Which I don't know how they're going to do that, but
yeah.
Well, we mentioned this before, but it doesn't matter who you have at quarterback if you don't fix the line. Now, the good news is they have plenty of money to fix the line.
Yes.
How they're going to spend it, we'll see. But I saw something today that they have the potential to have 88 million in cap space.
Wow.
Oh man, you could get a lot of players with 88 million.
A lot of stuff for that. Yeah. It's
lots of new toys.
Yeah, lots of toys.
Or veteran toys.
But veteran toys.
But what should be done with the line? Does everybody need to be replaced? Do we, do we keep Dan Moore at tackle? Do we keep Dotson at guard? What do you do with Kendrick Green? Then you have Trey Turner and Chooks or Banner.
Yeah,
I think you definitely replace them.
Yeah.
But I think you got to I think you keep Dan Moore and Dotson, and then you got to replace the other three positions. What do you guys think?
I don't dislike Green. I just like to see him move somewhere else. I think he's not meant to be a center. And so if he went down to guard or something, that might be a better spot for him. I think I said before, I feel bad for the kid. He took a beating all year, from the fans and the city and the defenses and everything else, and playing this position that he wasn't meant to play. And, I think he'd be better somewhere else if we moved him. I think he's got some possibility. And I wish we had some idea what happened with Zach Banner, but he never came back to play. So I don't know. Did he recover from his injury? Did he not? Who knows?
I think it was injury related.
Yeah. But I mean, I was shocked. I mean, they said he could come back. You know what I mean? We waited for him to come back. He never did. And so maybe he didn't heal properly, or maybe he's just not ready. So
Right,
I think clean house.
Yeah. And Tomlin kept saying, well, we had this cohesion. So why would, Banner's healthy? Why would we put him in there when we have all this? What?
That sounds like
BS.
What
right, yeah, cohesion.
Exactly. Yeah.
We had cohesion of a really lousy unit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I do think when he was healthy, we had like maybe 2 weeks where they were actually looking like, because there was a point in the season where they did look like they were starting to come together, and then they just fell apart again. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I think I think Kendrick Green just got thrown, just an impossible situation. He really needed,
for such a young kid too.
Exactly. He needed a year to just sit back and learn. And I mean, he barely, I don't even think he played center in college. And you're like throwing him out of the NFL. You're throwing him out in a new position.
And center is one of those positions that like not just anybody can play. Do you know what I mean? Really, to me, it's very specific, and it just I don't know. It just wasn't. I know you have to do whatever you have to do in the time, but it's just right. I think now they just have to be honest and just say that this group didn't work out. I mean, we went out saying, like, when the three of us talked like week 3, we were like, well, if the O-line keeps coming together and gelling, they could get better. That's all we want to see. And like week 14, we're like, and if the O-line would just come together, and you know what I mean? It just didn't happen. Right. So I think you just have to cut your losses and bring in some new blood. And I don't see the cohesion that we're hurting. They've, it sounded like half of it played well, and we just had problems on like the right side. It was issues everywhere.
Yeah. I think, oh man, I'm just give me $88 million. I'll get you some good players.
Right.
I think what should happen, ideally, is just get a whole bunch of people. Just get a whole bunch of people, and maybe then just figure it out in training camp and see who's best and who works best, and have depth at the position. So if there's, don't rely on rookies and
right. I'd love to see them do something in free agency with some sort of veteran lineman. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not talking like at the end of his lifespan veteran lineman, somebody with a few years under his belt who's shown some leadership skills, who could come in and help bring that group together, because you can't have a group of all rookies like that. You know what I mean? You need somebody to help kind of lead that group, and without Ben being their quarterback, you know what I mean? You still need a leader of your offensive line, but they need somebody that's a little more veteran who can help pull that group together. I think it would be nice to see that, because I think that the draft is going to be, there's going to be a lot of options in the draft, but I think we have to have somebody more senior to help make that group gel.
Yeah, and the thing that concerns me, I think, is that the Steelers don't have a whole lot of draft picks this year. I think they only have like 5 or 6, and they haven't announced the compensatory picks yet. So I'm still a little confused. Some things I'm reading that we are getting a pick for Melvin Ingram. Some things I'm reading we're not.
Oh.
Because it was a compensatory pick, and apparently it all was based on what he did and what he didn't do, and so I don't know.
It's so confusing. It's
nobody
exactly. really knows what the formula is.
Right. Yeah. I think we're getting some kind of pick for Bud Dupree, but that's which is good considering that if he was a comp pick, he didn't play for crap last year. So, and usually that's what it's based on. The comp picks are based on how well they play,
how well they perform.
So the fact that we're getting somebody for Bud Dupree, but I'm still a little confused on the Ingram thing, but I guess in March is when they announced the who gets awarded the compensatory pick. So hopefully hopefully we get one for Ingram, because could you imagine though, like not getting anything in return for that whole debacle?
No, what a mess.
Right.
What a whole mess that thing already was, but you definitely want to at least feel like you got something out of it, even if you feel like you got the short end of the stick. You don't want to walk away empty-handed.
Right. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so actually they're pretty good. Okay. Here's just an estimate. Okay. They definitely have the 20th pick in the first round.
Right.
They have the second round pick, which is number 52. They have the third round pick, which is number 84. Those are definites. Okay. They have, in theory, the compensatory pick for Bud Dupree will be a fourth round pick. And the compensatory pick, or actually the trade for Melvin Ingram was Melvin Ingram for a 6th round pick.
Right.
So they'll get a 6th round pick for them. And they'll get apparently they traded Avery Williamson for a 7th round pick or something like that. So basically they'll end up with 2 7th round picks, but who cares about the 7th round anyway? So basically they'll be without a 5th round pick. And that's not bad. That's not bad. I'll take a one first, second, and third, and fourth. Now, who knows what they're going to do with those? Who knows they're going to trade him for a quarterback or trade him for who knows what? I don't know.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. And if you spend, if they choose to spend on a free agent like a Carson Wentz or a Mariota or a Jameis Winston or who knows what, then that's probably going to cost another 20-30 million. Right. And then, or maybe they'll decide to trade for like a Derek Carr or a Jimmy G or something like that. God, I hope not. Oh my God.
Yeah, I like how he looks. Like I wouldn't mind looking at that. You know what I'm saying? But physically, but not. I couldn't see him in Pittsburgh.
I also think they did a little bit well this year, so I think that like he's way inflated. Do you know what I mean? For what he thinks his value is.
Jimmy G is a good-looking dude.
Oh my God,
that is one handsome fella right there.
Oh yeah,
he really is.
He is good-looking.
I think he's too pretty for Pittsburgh. I think that's part of the problem.
He's not rough and tough enough for us.
No.
We like our guys a little banged up.
Yeah.
One sack from Myles Garrett. He's gonna ugly up real quick.
Right. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That'll take care of it.
I mean, really, Jimmy G would actually. I mean, to me, Jimmy G is dollar store Tom Brady. He should go down to the Tampa.
He might.
Be interesting to see what happens with him.
That would be kind of interesting, I think. Considering the whole that New England
makes you wonder what Tampa's going to do,
right?
Because they basically, Tampa might be a mess. New Orleans might be. It's just going to be such a crazy offseason. It's going to be. It's going to be bonkers.
A lot of big names retiring. A lot of big changes coming. Do you know what I mean? A lot of movement. It'll be really interesting to see.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I keep seeing people talking about wanting us to take Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
For Minnesota, they're wanting to unload that giant contract he has.
I mean, might as well add Jalen Hurts in there. Like throw him in there.
Everybody else too. Yeah.
Quarterback coverage. Yeah. I mean,
anybody who's got any potential of leaving, they've got us taking. Yes.
Kyler Murray's going to come to Pittsburgh.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, right. Kyler Murray. Yeah, we're getting Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, and Jimmy G will be your
all of them.
Right.
Funny thing is now what I love about when they evaluate draft prospects is who's the comp? Who do you compare him to? Who is this person like? And they compare Malik Willis. They say he's Jalen Hurts with turbo boosters. So a fast Jalen Hurts. Is that a good thing though? I mean, Jalen Hurts was okay, but it's like, you need something more than
struggle.
That can run.
Yeah. He's struggled.
No.
I don't think he's been as good as they thought he was going to be by a long shot.
They compare Kenny Pickett to Tony Romo.
I'd rather have Tony Romo.
What the college players think of this. Like, I would be a little upset. Like, I don't want to be Tony. Can I be in Troy Aikman? Why do I have to be Tony Romo?
That's true. Yeah, he gets hit and he's going to have a back injury every year.
Yeah, come on now.
So Kenny Pickett's going to be a somewhat annoying announcer in 10 years.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah. Right.
Oh, Jim. Oh. There's a wide receiver. Hey, I'll take Tony Romo 100 years over freaking Chris Collinsworth.
Yeah.
Well, there's a guy. There's a wide receiver, Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. He's compared to Odell Beckham Jr. on Red Bull.
Nice. That's that's a good comparison. I would take that.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Odell Beckham, I feel bad for him because it looks like he blew out his ACL or something like that.
Yeah.
But boy, did he show that he was not the issue in Cleveland.
Right. Yep. Yeah. He sure did.
I mean, he almost the Rams almost lost because he got hurt.
Yeah.
And,
that was huge.
But when he was in there, when he was healthy in that Super Bowl, the Rams were shredding the Bengals.
Yeah.
So it was a huge loss. I was afraid that was really going to wind up costing him the game, and it almost did. It really almost did.
The guts on Matthew Stafford to throw a no-look pass in the fourth quarter when you're down in the Super Bowl for the championship, throwing no-look passes.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
We were talking about that today with the Super Bowl MVP, and Cooper Kupp is great. He did a great job, and I'm not knocking it all. I always feel like there's so many players that are deserving of that award. You know what I mean? You can't obviously give it to everybody, but he couldn't have done what he did if Matthew Stafford hadn't been so gutsy and just throwing some of those balls out there for him to catch. It was amazing.
Yeah, I think maybe if Stafford, because he had like 2 picks. I sort of feel like maybe that weighed a lot, maybe on the decision in terms of MVP.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people thought that Aaron Donald should have gotten it for the game. He essentially, at the end won the game with that.
Won the game.
So yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting.
I don't think with either one of them you could have gone wrong with Kupp.
Right. You could have, like, in an ideal world, they would have made Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald the co-MVPs.
Right, because didn't they do that? Or was that just with the season? Was that the Super Bowl, or was it just a season MVP?
There have been Super Bowls where there have been co-MVPs.
There have been.
But right. That's what they should have done.
Here's the thing about that Super Bowl MVP thing. They vote for the award before the game's over. So while that was going on, that they were already voting. So, which is really dumb.
Yeah.
We didn't even know who was going to win the game. Like,
right. Or who's going to do?
You're basically saying like the MVP is so and so if the Bengals win, and so if Los Angeles wins. I didn't realize they did that. I thought I don't know. They pulled it together at the end of the game.
I don't know. But Aaron Donald, not only did he basically shut the Bengals down in that last drive, but he shut that 49ers drive in their last drive in the NFC Championship game that get them to the Super Bowl.
He sure did.
Yeah.
I said it right before that last drive too. I said he has wanted this so badly to be part of a Super Bowl team. Do you know what I mean? He has wanted this, and it was like, and this is his chance. Like, if he wants this Super Bowl, it's almost like in his hands. It's like destiny for him to be able to go out there and shut this down now. And he did. It was amazing.
And then, it's like, what are the Rams going to be now?
They have a lot.
OBJ is not going to be. There's a whole bunch. They basically were like Super Bowl or bust this year.
Yeah. Von Miller's a free agent. Aaron Donald might be retiring. Yeah, they've got a They have a whole lot.
You see, Von Miller's wife went into labor during the Super Bowl, so he left from there and went to the hospital for the baby. I thought that was really cool. Like, what a cool thing to have happen, like all on one night.
Right? Yeah. Whew. I'm telling you.
I'd name that baby Super Bowl or something like that. Either Super Bowl or Lombardi. Baby Lombardi.
Baby Lombardi.
Yeah. Especially if it's a girl. Like if it was a girl, that'd be funny. Lombardi. What's her name? Lombardi.
It's unique.
Lombardi.
Yeah, especially if it was Super or Bowl. If you named your kid, what's your kid's name? Bowl. I named her Bowl.
Bowl.
Or Super,
Bowl
first
Miller.
name, Bowl, middle name. Hyphenated Super Bowl.
Middle name. Yeah, middle name.
Right.
Yeah. But gosh, I just wish they would do something about the officiating. My goodness.
Yeah, they didn't call anything all game, and then in the last minute, it was like 5 different flags, and some of them were stupid, and
it was obvious that they basically were like, oh my God, we gave a touchdown to the Bengals because that dude took the face mask and threw the guy, aside, and they got a touchdown from him. That could have been the game-winning touchdown. So they're like, "Oh crap, we gotta make up for this by
got to make up for that."
giving the Rams a bunch of calls. Like, instead of doing makeups, just get it right the first time.
Right.
And I don't understand, like, when they see something like that, and you hear the fans, like, the people go so crazy, like when they see what happened and there's no call. Why don't you just stop and just look, just get it right? Like, it's not hard. Just get it right the first time, and then you don't have to worry about being fair.
Yeah, and they do it when they throw flags. So you would think that they would be able to figure out a way to do it when they don't. I know it would probably be more difficult because, okay, you're picking up a flag that you threw. You can't just and sometimes they are delayed, but still, it's like, these are big moments, man. This is the Super
You're right.
Bowl,
They do it all the time. They throw a flag and you're waiting for the penalty, and they come back and they're like, there was no foul on the play. So why can't you say, we're going to pause for, and I'm not talking about, I know that people worry that it would like make the game too long and too cumbersome. But to me, if you're the fan of a team, as the Steelers fans, it's happened to us. I feel like where there's been some sort of call missed or given that changes the game dynamic so much, you wonder if it cost you the game. Do you know what I mean? You feel like there's the potential that it cost you the game. And that would have been, if the Bengals had won, that would have been all they talked about, was that bad call and the impact that call had. And it just shouldn't be decided on play call. These guys work so hard to get there and perform their best, and they deserve to have the game be called fairly.
It's just ridiculous that you have a play, let's say that Bengals touchdown, and it's obvious. You immediately see that the guy committed a horrible foul. Just right there. Just right there. There should be like a ref in the booth or something that says, stop. You guys screwed it up. Fix it. And I'm not saying spend 10 minutes on each replay or something like that. I'm saying it's instant. Fix it. Like, come on.
The booth is a great idea because the coaches, everybody else who saw it. Do you know what I mean? So why not have somebody up there that could, not like you said, not for every little bit, but like the egregious ones, have somebody up there that can catch those and you're right. Just say, like, we need to stop and review that.
Put Bentley in there. That'll solve everything.
Bentley is the eye in the sky. I mean, the people at home should not have better access to the technology than the officials.
That's the point.
Well said. Yep.
That's the point.
That's what it comes down to.
Yeah. So
I know as a fan, if I'd been, if that was my team and I felt like we potentially lost the game, or the game because it was decided because of something like that. I mean, that's just,
it almost
just frustrating. And then they come back afterwards and they're like, oh yeah, we screwed that up, sorry.
Right.
Like, what does that do?
Sorry you lost the Super Bowl because of us.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
They used to send letters, and they used to, like, the Steelers used to get screwed all the time. And they send a letter. It's like, hey, we screwed that up. We're sorry. Like, what is a letter going to do?
Right. What does that do?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we will continue to analyze position coaches and quarterbacks.
Overanalyze.
Over ridiculously overanalyze. And I like that someone's like, you should have outside hires. Steelers make an outside hire, but not him. No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
That's not who I meant.
I really kind of hope, what is his name, Pat Meyer or something. I really hope that he ends up showing everybody else, hey man,
I hope so too.
I really do.
I hope so too.
Right.
I'll tell you what, Pat Meyer will be a lot smarter if he gets a lot better offensive lineman.
Right. Oh yeah, no doubt.
Right.
He'll become a genius.
Definitely help his football IQ.
If he's running out there with JC Hassenauer, he's not going to look all of a sudden not look so smart.
Yeah.
Not that Hassenauer is bad, good backup,
right.
But still, if he's your starting guy,
out there making
this is the first time I've noticed a Brady jersey hanging there. Has it always been there?
I was going to ask about recent. That, and then I was going to burn down Joey's house.
Right.
No, it's because of my dad.
Ruined your feng shui.
No, it's because of my dad. He passed away recently, and he took to the grave why he loved Tom Brady so much. I have no idea why. It's the biggest mystery. Why did he love Tom Brady? Oh, he hated the Steelers.
Oh,
He did not like the Steelers. His 3 favorite football players of all time were Dan Marino, Joe Montana, which I get because they're Western Pennsylvania guys. Okay.
Yeah.
Dan Marino, Joe Montana, Tom Brady. So he likes his, good all-time quarterbacks, but why? I mean, was a huge Patriots fan and then became a huge Tampa Bay fan. I do not know why, but it's a little tribute to him.
Right. Well, that's nice then. All right, I take it back.
Nice.
I won't bring it down
out of our line of sight.
Right. Yeah.
It does. It's a little out of place with all the black and gold, but still.
Yeah. That's nice though for your dad.
Aww.
All right, guys. Well, talking a few weeks, and
sounds good.
Good time.
We will continue this lovely off-season talk.
Okay. Yep. Wonderful. Thanks, Joey.
See you, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.